The moment the glass shattered on the diner floor, everything changed. Raven Hale, the most feared and respected biker gang leader in 3 counties, froze in place as he watched from the corner booth, his black jacket half unzipped, his helmet sitting beside him, and his sharp eyes studying the scene like a hawk ready to strike. But it wasn't the chaos that caught his attention. It was the sight of a slim, tired, 24-year-old waitress throwing herself between a furious manager and a terrified teenage girl whose backpack lay on the floor, spilling notebooks and a small asthma inhaler. Raven recognized the girl instantly. It was his daughter, Alina, visiting the diner after school, unaware that the world she had stepped into was not ready to be kind today. Before the story unfolds further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the unseen heroes among ordinary people, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to Light of Kindness to keep these emotional stories alive. The waitress, her name tag reading Maribel, stood with trembling determination, her messy ponytail slipping loose and strands falling against her flushed cheeks as she kept her arm protectively out in front of Alina. Her uniform was worn, her shoes quiet on the greasy tiles, and Raven could see the exhaustion in her posture, the kind that comes from life pushing someone into corners they never asked to stand in. The manager, a tall, broad-shouldered man named Clayton, looked moments away from exploding as he pointed at Alina, accusing her of breaking a plate she clearly hadn't touched. Maribel spoke with urgency in her tone, her chest rising unevenly from the anxiety of confronting a man twice her size and many times her authority. And Raven saw it, the unfiltered sincerity, the fierce instinct to protect someone she didn't even know. When Clayton's voice rose again, the diner grew quiet. A family eating waffles froze. A couple in the next booth lowered their forks. Raven's hand tightened around his biker ring. He had seen many things in life, betrayals, street fights, desperation, but he had rarely seen someone without power step up against someone who held too much of it, and that act would cost Maribel everything. Clayton fired her on the spot. Raven watched the moment unfold like a slow-motion punch to the chest. Maribel's breath caught, her eyes widened, not in anger but in a kind of heartbreak that seemed familiar to Raven, as if she had been holding her world together by threads, and now one had finally snapped. She looked down, shoulders curled inward, as if absorbing the weight of another door closing on her already difficult life. The girl she protected, Alina, looked shocked and guilty, trying to apologize, but Maribel gently reassured her that it wasn't her fault. Raven rose from his seat with the quiet strength of a man who didn't need to raise his voice to command a room. His boots made soft thuds across the floor as he approached. People whispered his name, recognizing him despite the daylight filtering through the diner windows, illuminating him in a way that made his presence even more intense. Raven Hale wasn't just any biker. He was the leader of the Steel Nomads, a biker community known both for their intimidating presence and their strict moral code. The kind of man many feared, yet respected when the truth needed defending. He offered Mateo a mentorship program the Steel Nomads ran for local teens, teaching bike repair, leadership, and practical skills to help them build confident futures. It was a chance to place the boy in a supportive community, surrounded by positive role models instead of the dangers Raven himself had once fallen into as a kid. Maribel accepted the job with quiet gratitude, her voice thick with emotion. For the first time in a long time, hope didn't feel like something slipping through her fingers. In the following weeks, her life changed. The biker cafe became her second home. The staff welcomed her with warmth, the customers appreciated her sincerity, and Alina visited her often, bringing homework or stories from school and forming a strong bond with Maribel. Raven watched their friendship from a distance, knowing that the courage Maribel displayed was something he would never take for granted. She became one of the best workers the cafe ever had, organized, kind to customers, and always ready to help someone who needed it. Mateo flourished as well, finding belonging among the older bikers who treated him like family, teaching him the art of responsibility and the pride in learning new skills. The cafe thrived, buzzing with life during the day, sunlight pouring through the wide front windows, making the whole place feel warm and safe. And Maribel, for the first time in years, felt a steady ground beneath her feet. Her confidence grew with each passing day, her smiles becoming more natural, her shoulders less weighed down by invisible burdens. And Raven, despite his tough exterior, found himself deeply moved by the change he witnessed in her. He saw her strength, not just in the diner that day, but in the way she lived her life. Quiet resilience, persistent hope, a fighter who didn't announce her battles, yet faced them bravely. Sometimes the strongest warriors don't wear leather jackets, they wear aprons. As time went on, the story of what happened at the diner became a quiet legend among the biker community, a reminder that kindness can spark change in the most unexpected ways. Maribel didn't seek recognition or praise. She simply lived her truth, and that truth had protected a girl who mattered deeply to Raven. And because of that, her life had taken a turn toward a future far brighter than she ever imagined. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Light of Kindness so more people can feel the warmth of compassion and second chances. Before the ending, I invite you to leave a special comment. Kindness always returns. And with that simple truth, their lives continued forward. Proof that one act of courage in broad daylight can change everything in the most beautiful way.